Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants, those joining us here in UM6P, and those of us who have joined online, welcome to this closing session of the two-day RSIF conference, which had the theme African-led science, technology, and innovation for contributing to the SDGs and stimulating global development. During the 2 days, we have had quite a number of sessions. We have had 5 sessions, main sessions, and in the afternoon there were about 4 breakout sessions here in Morocco. And out of all this, there has been a couple of discussions. And we will now be joined by Ms. Cynthia Orango. She's a colleague at RSIF, and she's a grants and innovation grant officer for the RSIF. She will be giving us the key takeaways from this conference. Cynthia, I don't know if you are with us online.
Hi, Bonface. Yes, I am here.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Cynthia. We will give it to you to read for us the key takeaways out of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonface. Just give me 1 second. Let me set this up. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, honorable ministers, distinguished speakers, thank you for your participation in this 2-day conference. I will take just a few minutes to read some of the summaries from what has been discussed in the last 2 days, and I hope I am audible enough. Bonface, please confirm.
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so the 2022 Pan-African Hybrid Regional Scholarship and Innovations Fund, RSIF, and University Mohammed VI Polytechnic Conference, which was held from 28th to 29th June of 2022 at the UM6P campus in Ben Guerir, Morocco, and virtually for the larger audience, and organized jointly by the RSIF Regional Coordination Unit, the ICIPE, International Center of Insect Physiology and Ecology, and University UM6P, which is an RSIF international partner institution in Africa. While noting that this conference builds up from the pre-conference, the virtual pre-conference that was held in 2021 from the 15th to 17th of November of 2021, and also acknowledging that the 2022 RSIF conference achieved its objectives, which was showcasing the RSIF model to key stakeholders, aiming to strengthen quality and the quantity of connections, sharing emerging lessons from the initiative and on how to strengthen doctoral training, research and innovation in Africa, and sustainability of the RSIF. Thirdly, also discussing digital innovations in the context of climate change. And lastly, sharing lessons on how to link university applied research with industry needs. It also recognizing that the conference, we also recognize that the conference was attended by 100 participants in person and over 300 who connected virtually around the world. These were represented key science, technology, and innovation stakeholders, including government representatives, African universities, vice chancellors, faculty and students, the private sector, development partners, and the media. Further, also recognizing the important role of science, technology, and innovation in advancing Africa's development. Cognizant that the current global issues, including geopolitical tensions, inflation, climate crisis, and COVID-19 pandemic situation, calls for greater cooperation in science, technology, and innovation worldwide. and also considering that science and innovation can provide solutions to these global challenges, and that Africa and African universities can be key players to provide these solutions. While noting the achievements of the RSIF program of the Partnership for Skills in Applied Sciences, Engineering and Technology, so far these include 258 PhD students from 24 countries have been awarded scholarships to study in PhD programs in 15 selected African host universities in Sub-Saharan Africa. These scholarships are largely funded by African governments. So far, we have 5 scholars who have graduated. Memorandum of Understanding have been signed with 21 international partner institutions to support capacity building and research focused on African challenges. We also have awarded 33 research and innovation grants to faculty and researchers of African universities to develop innovation, capacity, and research excellence in partnership with international partners and private sector. And so far, 9 African countries, the European Union, South Korea, and the World Bank are now directly contributing to RSIF, while many other African countries are in the process of joining. This conference collectively agreed that there is need for Africa to build strong foundational and digital skills to unlock the opportunities provided by the global digital economy, and to appreciate the importance of skills in IoT, robotics, artificial intelligence, and data science to bring change in sectors such as agriculture, health, and education. Also, continuous learning of digital skills and adoption to new technologies and how they impact technology in the future and current work processes. Develop science, technology, and innovation policies that are complementary to other related policies like the trade, finance, education, and industrial policies. And also the need for stronger collaboration between academia and industry, ensuring mutually agreed aligned interests and partnerships. But most importantly, also stronger scientific and research cooperation between the global North and the global South based on values of equity and mutual respect. The conference also collectively recommended that first, we should consider networks should be established to facilitate collaborations and sharing information among experts in different sectors, including private sector. Science should be communicated more effectively to diverse groups of stakeholders, including targeted end users and private sector. And thirdly, institutions that carry out research in innovation, climate change solutions should adopt them to fit the local context. The conference also affirmed the commitment of RSIF partners to first, continue strengthening partnerships between African host universities and international partner institutes for PhD training, research, and innovation. Secondly, to continue to build an alumni network of RSIF PhD graduates to promote exchange of research ideas, experiences, and joint projects. Thirdly, to support African host universities to become entrepreneurial universities. We've had discussions on this also. And lastly, to continue investing in RSIF and support RSIF's resource mobilization efforts. So these communique and takeaway points were issued on today. This is the 29th day of June 2022. At the conference, the 2022 Pan-African Hybrid RSIF and UM6P conference that is currently going on at UM6P University in Morocco. Thank you, Bonface.
Many thanks, Ms. Orango. A round of applause. Thank you so much and for that communique. Now we will proceed to receive a couple of short closing remarks, and we will start with the manager of the RSIF program at ISIPE, and that's Dr. Moses Osiru. We can clap for him as he comes on stage. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, the representatives of the government of Ethiopia, Director General RSIF, all protocol observed. You can see I'm trying to hurry and I don't have any prepared speech. It's not really a speech. It's really an opportunity to say thank you. I think first of all to all participants. On behalf of the organizing committee, we are very, very grateful for your time. We recognize the importance of time. Those of you who have come, firstly, those who are online, we are grateful for your participation, and those who are here in person. These days, traveling is not what it used to be. So we really appreciate your time and investment to be here at this meeting. Please allow me to, first of all, say thanks to the colleagues at UM6P, our co-organizers, through Dr. Rashid Al-Fatmi and the rest of the colleagues, Dr. Shebuni, and the entire local organizing committee here at UM6P. We've been very impressed by the facilities, of course, but also by the support that you have given to us in terms of this organizing, the quality of the posters that were printed here, and many other things that we have seen. I think we take a lot back from this engagement as we plan for the conference and also in implementing it. And also we look forward to working, of course, closely with you as we move forward. I think similarly to OCP Africa, I know some of the colleagues are not here. Professor Anwar Jamali was not able to be here during this time, but also Dr. Anis Burakada, Zinab, and the rest of the team. I think there are very many behind the scenes. We're very grateful for everything. I think maybe that's the summarized way of putting it, but we do sincerely appreciate the heart and the openness with which we have worked together over the last number of months, and also in terms of implementing this this conference. We also thank, of course, the World Bank and the many other partners that provide support to RSIF for RSIF, Ruth, Safa, Muna, and many others, and the PASET Secretariat also. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, we are very grateful to have you here personally, and I wish to ask that we offer applause. Maybe not everyone recognizes the effort in getting to a meeting like this and the other burdens that you've left behind to make sure that you could spend the time here. So we wish to convey our appreciation to you. And this is a big amount of time. And we also appreciate that you participated maybe beyond even some of us, everything that you did. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. At RSIF, of course, we get support from our management, and the RSIF program is directly actually under our Director General. So second, I thank you very much for all the leadership and thought leadership and other support that you give. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive the disorganized speech, but sometimes you just want to say it the way it is. The colleagues from Ethiopia, the representative of the government who is here, Professor Jamal, also, we appreciate that you're able to come and spend the flights. Someone traveled to Brussels, was planned to travel somewhere else. They took him to Brussels, then they took him somewhere else. Then he arrived at the next day. So that type of commitment is sincerely appreciated and acknowledged. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. We wish you safe travel back, and thank you very much. And we hope to see you soon and to strengthen the partnerships to ensure that we can implement this program in a way that impacts our people and achieves the objectives for which it was established. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moses Osiru. Next, we will have comments from the host, UM6P, and we will have Dr. Rashid Al-Fatimi. He's the head of doctoral programs here at UM6P. A round of applause for our hosts. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I don't have more to add after what Moses says. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank all the people that help us to organize this event. People from digital that are here, people from communication department, Center of Doctoral Studies, all your colleagues, there Moses, Zineb, and I maybe will forget people, Anis Barakadi, Professor Jamali, that unfortunately was not available today. He was traveling. And also our president, Ms. Hisham Al-Habti, he was supported this event, and he gave us his go and opened the university for this initiative. And also the PhD from different African countries are more than welcome, and some of them, they will stay. So we are organizing the everything for the PhD that came with you and they decided to stay 1 year or 2 years. We will do all our possible with the paperwork, the visa, etc. And we will find colleagues that will agree to supervise their research training. Excellency, thank you very much. And I will be more than honored to visit Rwanda. I hope in the next coming years, it will be with a great pleasure that if we can visit Rwanda and to see your different universities. Thank you very much. Thanks, they're all. I think it's time to close and see you at Marrakesh during the gala. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rashid. We will now hear some additional comments from OCP Africa, and that's from Mr. Anis Burakadi. He's the head of R&D at OCP Africa. Is he joining us virtually? No? Awesome. Thank you so much for the clarification. We will hear from Ms. Safa El Kogali of the World Bank Education Global Practice Manager, East and Southern Africa.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please, Ms. Safa, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, bonjour, salamu alaikum. Honorable Dr. Valentine Uwa Maria, Minister of Education, Rwanda, and the PASET Governing Council Chair, Mr. Khalid Badou, Chief of Staff of Université Mohammed VI Polytechnic, Dr. Rashid Al-Fatimi, Director of Research at UM6P, Professor Aminata Sal Diallo, Executive Director of PASET Executive Board, Dr. Seganet Kelemu, Director General of ICP and the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund RSIF Regional Coordination Unit, Dr. Susanna Schwid-Roski, North Africa Director, representing Dr. Vera Songwe, United Nations Under-Secretary General and Executive Secretary of the Economic Commission for Africa, Dr. Moses Osiro, Manager of ICP Regional Organizing Unit, PASET Board and Consultative Advisory Group members, Dr. Muna Mekki, my colleague and fellow Education Practice Manager for Eastern and Southern Africa Unit 2, and distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to join you in this closing session of the Pan-African RSIF Conference. I would have very much liked to join you in person, but thanks to technology, I'm at least able to join you virtually. On behalf of the World Bank Group, I'd like to congratulate you for this important and very timely conference. I would like to extend my appreciation to the University Mohammed VI Polytechnic for hosting and for ICIPE for organizing this conference while still coping with the challenges from the COVID-19 pandemic. I am pleased to note that many people participated in person, and as I speak now, there are 81 people who are connected virtually. Thank you all for making the effort to be part of this conference. I also want to thank government representatives and our supportive PASET executive board members, all the experts involved, including the PASET Consultative Advisory Group, the RSIF scholars, who have shared their insights and experiences on various important topics. Over the past 2 days, you have covered important areas that are more relevant than ever for the African continent today. These include the impacts of climate change, the role of science and technology for Africa, COVID-19, other crises that are affecting the continent, such as the surge of prices and the whole area of the food insecurity that we are going through. The areas RSIF focuses on, such as applied sciences, engineering, and technology, can help address some of these emerging issues, as well as chronic issues that we have been dealing with over decades at the national level, but also at the regional level. Some of the topics that you heard, such as the alternative protein economy and the benefits of insects for One Health, the digital revolution that emerged from the recent pandemic, and how African universities and centers of excellence can help mitigate some of these challenges and some of the innovations that can benefit the whole continent and beyond. Scalability and sustainability are key to help the African continent achieve its goals of equitable growth and shared prosperity. The role of higher education and research, building capacity in Africa and establishing sustainable science funding schemes in the region, the role of science, technology, and innovation are all absolutely critical to attain these goals and also meet the commitments towards the Sustainable Development Goals in Africa. The research and innovation exhibition was an excellent way to highlight pilot projects from selected RSIF scholars and partner representatives that demonstrate the talent and the innovation that exists in the continent. Like the rest of the world, the Africa countries are vulnerable to external shocks, not only from the pandemic, but also international related crises, conflict, as well as climate impacts. All those have slowed down economic growth and still risk to erode a lot of the gains that were achieved over decades. This has added to an already challenging context that existed even before. So what is really important is that we find homegrown solutions that can help address these and help also protect and improve the livelihoods of people and the economy using applied sciences, engineering, and technology. It is more evident than ever that Africa requires a critical mass of highly skilled workforce in these areas to combat many of these challenges. In light of all this, the keynote session on innovation and green growth for sustainable development and the panel discussions on innovative climate solution is very timely. These reiterate the importance of climate sciences and how relevant it is that RSIF has 3 universities with PhD programs related to climate change. I truly hope that the recommendations taken from these sessions will be integrated into the research conducted by RSIF scholars and faculty. An important aspect of the required effort also highlighted relates to the continued collaborations between universities and industry, private sector, and how crucial these partnerships are. We're all in this together. And all of us need to play our role to ensure that we find solutions that can help our countries address challenges, meet the aspirations of its people, and move forward. One area that is really critical and a theme that goes throughout all the work is the area around gender, and how through this RSIF scholarship program, we promote women in academia and give them an equal chance in succeeding in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math. Africa's growth and development can only happen if we invest in its human capital. Boys, girls, women, and men. Female scientists can be a powerful source of research and innovation, and we must ensure that we give them equal opportunities in playing their role. RSIF recognizes that supporting these female researchers to perform at their highest potential requires deliberate and sustained efforts that will continue to level the playing field and ensure equal opportunity for women in STEM fields. We were reminded throughout this conference that challenges come up fast and that it is important for us to also find solutions very quickly. An important lesson that the COVID-19 pandemic had taught us. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may have seen from this RSIF Pan-African Conference, RSIF is a significant initiative in the Africa region, and we will have an important impact on the long-term development of both higher education and the economy of the region. Here, I would like to emphasize the critical role that African governments play in partnership with the private sector and other partners, such as ICIPE, in sustaining this initiative. The World Bank is committed to the skills and higher education agenda in Africa, and we will continue to support RSIF and other projects in the region to advance skills development and applied research in sub-Saharan Africa. We will continue to help narrow the skills gap in priority sectors in the region where there are huge unmet skills needs through initiatives such as RSIF. Before closing, I want to recognize the organizing teams, University Mohammed VI Polytechnic, and the World Bank, and all others that contributed to this excellent organization. Thank you again for participating in RSIF Pan-African Conference, and I wish you all a safe return and an excellent summer. Thank you.
Thank you. A round of applause. Last but not least, we will receive some comments from Dr. Solomon Abraha, the Director General, Ministry of Education, the Government of Ethiopia. A round of applause, please.
Honorable Dr. Valentina Maria, Minister of Education, Rwanda, and PASET Governing Council Chair, Professor Amanta Saldalo, PASET Executive Director, representatives of African and other governments, Dr. Saganat Kalamu, Director General, ICP, Ms. Muna Salih Miki, representative of the World Bank, development partners, the President and staff of UM6P, Vice Chancellor and faculty of the African universities and international partner universities, distinguished delegates and participants, ladies and gentlemen. I greet you on behalf of the State Minister of Education, Ethiopia, Dr. Samuel Kifle, who was not able to make it to the meeting this week due to other important duties. He requested that I represent him to this meeting. As you are aware, the government of Ethiopia is one of the founding members to the Partnership for Skills in Applied Science, Engineering, Technology in 2030, and has continued to serve on both the Executive Board and Governing Council of PASET. I wish to let you know that our interest in PASET is because of the importance of higher education, science, technology, innovation to delivering Ethiopia's development strategy. The strategy recognizes the important role of science for driving economic growth on the continent, PASET's Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund is unique because it's an African-owned and funded initiative that allows for making use of the regional mechanism for capacity building for skills in the applied sciences, and significantly, it complements our national level efforts. This ensures, for example, that our educational resources across Africa will reduce the amount of inbreeding or the number of staff who do all their degrees from institutions inside Ethiopia, and subsequently reducing the sources for the introduction of best practices into our teaching, research, community service, which are the critical roles that universities play. In general, there is a perfect alignment between PASET and national ongoing reform of higher education institutions. For example, Ethiopian government has taken the initiative to differentiate universities into different categories: research universities, applied science universities, comprehensive universities, and science technology universities. We have also introduced a variety of reforms, such as curricular change, university autonomy, exit exam, all across our programs. The PASET initiative, therefore, will have a long journey and immense contribution in realizing the Ethiopia's initiative. This morning, we discussed the broad topic of climate change. As you know, Ethiopia hosts one of the African host universities that provide training on the climate change thematic area, the Center of Excellence in Climate Change and Biodiversity at Harama University. We are pleased that Harama University has now begun receiving RSIF students from the fourth cohort, and we look forward to hosting these students. I wish to also acknowledge the presence of here Dr. Jamal Yusuf, the President and Vice Chancellor of Harama University, where the African Center of Excellence is located. I wish to recognize and thank the support of the World Bank to the center on its start. We would like to see continued support to the center, at least for one more cycle, so that the center will have a reasonable time to ensure its sustainability plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the last 2 days have been indeed exciting. The RSIF-UM6P Hybrid Conference has discussed many issues to the continent, including digital innovation and the future of work, turning climate change into or challenges into opportunities, and strengthening the use of university research output by the private sector. We also highlighted the importance of making use of national, regional, and international partnership for RSIF, among others. Indeed, we also heard about the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. One of the speakers, as you remind at the beginning, highlighted that over 36 countries, many in Africa, import more than 50% of their weight from Russia and Ukraine. Adding to that, the surge in oil and the price of commodities indeed highlights the importance of building strong local capacity in the asset fields, which is the vision of PASET through RSIF. This is well aligned with the vision of the Ethiopian government. Now more than ever, we must on to our collective strengths as a continent in research and innovation through collaboration and strategic partnership to nurture and harness the potential of science for food security, growth, and sustainability. PASET is an important vehicle for achieving that goal. The invaluable work of RSIF and the outstanding research the RSIF scholars have embarked on, as we have experienced firsthand during this conference, are testament to the remarkable job the fund has undertaken to achieve its mandate of bridging the gap in training and producing a generation of exceptional and skilled scientists. We all witnessed how RSIF has helped African youths to realize their dreams. And I congratulate RSIF for the remarkable job it's doing. Allow me to reiterate the government of Ethiopia's unwavering commitment and continued dedication towards PASET, and indeed the RSIF. We are already working on ensuring that we are fully up to date in our commitment to the partnership. As I close, I wish to thank the chair of the PASET Governing Council, Honorable Dr. Valentin Omamra, Minister of Education, Rwanda, for the leadership to this important initiative. I wish to use this opportunity to express my gratitude and thanks to our host and the partner, the University of Mohammed VI Polytechnic. Indeed, our partnership is clear. demonstration of the excellence we can achieve when we collaborate. We look forward to working with your excellent team of faculty and staff. I thank OCP Africa for support to the conference and indeed the further partnership with PASET, RSIF, and ICP. We look forward to working with you in the context of PASET. Finally, I would like to wish you all safe travels back to your countries and institutions. Thank you all for making such wonderful conference. I'm pleased now officially this conference is closed. Thank you.
A better round of applause also for ourselves. Thank you very much. And I have been your MC. My name is Bonface Nyagah, wishing you journey mercies. And for those who are joining us online, see you soon. Bye-bye.